That hacker was augmented. His neural hub might tell us who he was. Contact me when you've gotten a hold of it.
Debate or acknowledge? Acknowledge. Let's debate. Boss, what you're asking me to do, it's not exactly legal.
Boss, what you're asking me to do, it's not exactly legal.
No, it isn't. You got a problem with that?
Just figured I'd point it out. As a matter of fact, I do. I don't know exactly how law-abiding Jensen is. If you actually look there, in his glasses, a place called the Cyber Place is reflected in it. It's really weird, because it's not what's right in front of him. Though I do understand it'll be really costly to reflect, you know, it would add so much extra work to reflect, you know, to have do all this and reflect it all accurately in his glasses. It just comes off as really weird when there's no, the reflection is really wrong.
As a matter of fact, I do.
Look at him. You know the police never fully investigated that first attack, don't you?
Yes, but...
But nothing. We lost a lot of good people, top people. And I'm beginning to think Detroit PD doesn't give a damn. Someone is pulling strings to keep us in the dark.
And in your world, the ends justify the means.
My world is your world, Adam. And if getting that neural hub illegally will show us who's behind these attacks, and maybe even help us go after them, yeah, you're damn right it does. So get going.
Alright, you fucking pissant.
That hacker's not gonna be sitting still for long.
It's a corpse. He's not moving anywhere. He's not moving anywhere. Nyasha returns in triumph. Nyasha Akim, the fully augmented Nigerian pop star, swept the Planet Music Awards tonight in Los Angeles, winning in 6 categories. Her latest album, Yoruba, about her struggles with discrimination, poverty, and recently augmentation, has captured the hearts of fans worldwide. Afterwards, Akim spoke about the difficulties of living with enhancements. As a woman of color, I never realized that phrasing was actually used back when this game was made. For those who don't know, woman of color, you know, person of color, woman of color, I always thought that was, that just basically means anyone who isn't white, put bluntly. Though, from what I'm hearing, a lot of the time it also, they use it to mean just solely black people. It depends on who's saying it, and depending on the situation. So, like, there's a story, I didn't verify if it's true, I should have. I just remember some people were complaining, like some award ceremony, they're saying like, oh, it had no people of color, or it didn't have enough people of color, when in reality it actually had, you know, quite a few. It was just not of a particular color, if you get me. It was something weird like that, so people were thinking they were just using it as a euphemism for black people, rather than everyone who isn't white, as it normally is. A lot of people also find it actually quite racist, because it's just a little rejigging of colored people. I'm not saying this is a criticism of Deus Ex or anything. I'm just simply making, like, this is what I'm hearing about the phrasing. I don't know enough to care about it. It seems a little weird, because it's in white a color. It's not like it's devoid, you know? Like some, you know, absence of color, you know? Or whatever. And then again, I was also someone saying, depending on who you ask, we aren't white, we're pinkish. You know? So yeah. But regardless, living with augmentations is a challenge. Become a stranger in every culture, and neuropozyne is so expensive. Thank God I'm blessed enough to be able to afford it. It is a struggle, but it has enabled me to continue doing what I love, performing. Critically injured during a terrorist attack in Lagos in 2025, Akim appeared at the PMAs for the first time in 2 years. Anti-Aug Taggart coming to Mullins Convention Center. Perhaps surprising in a city that has historically supported augmentation, Humanity Front founder Bill Taggart's upcoming appearance at the Mullins Convention Center is nearly sold out. This development may reflect a growing wave of support for anti-enhancement groups across the nation. You know, I can see this kind of shite happening when we get, you know, cybernetics and, or, you know, this kind of level augmentation in real life. I'm sure we'll get that kind of shite eventually, you know? It'd be weird if we didn't. And sci-fi has a habit of predicting what we get, you know? So I feel we'll get this stuff eventually, and I could see this kind of shit happening. You know? While as much as I love, you know, the idea of cybernetics, and I was saying before, done right and in a certain way, you got immortality, I could see it causing a lot of pain and suffering at the same time, regrettably. And sadly, I don't think it's avoidable. It certainly could be probably mitigated, but to what degree? Who knows? And it's also certainly a possibility that attempts to mitigate it could make it worse. I remember Cicero was trying to prevent the Roman Republic falling and Mark Antony becoming emperor. So much so, he assisted in the rise of the first emperor of Rome. Yeah. He tried to prevent the rise of an emperor and proceeded in doing so. So basically that's my thought process. Also, it's been 6 months since the attack, and this was up on screen at the time. Why does baseball seasons really last this long? Or did they just forget to change the wallpaper? Or the computer screen here? Anyway. Let's wander over this way. And chat with her. Thing. Reddit.
Adam, were you just speaking to David? I didn't know he'd finished his call. Is everything okay?
As well as can be expected.
Right, like I know what that means anymore. The phone's been ringing off the hook ever since Bill Taggart's little press conference this evening.
Taggart. Sarah was speaking about him when I walked in. What's the founder of the Humanity Front saying about us now?
Oh, he's all sincere this time. Denouncing all the violence that's been committed against us, offering to come here in person to express his deepest sympathies.
Right. No wonder the boss seems grumpy.
Can you blame him? If it were up to Luddites like Taggart, you would have died on that operating table. The problem is, he knows how to play on people's fears.
Tampering with human biology can be pretty scary.
Tell that to all the war ants whose lives have been improved because of it. But if Taggart has his way, if he can sway popular opinion enough, then the United Nations will be forced to take a stand. Mark my words. That man is trouble.
I can kind of understand why people are nervous of it. Well, certainly I'm a big fan of cybernetics and augmentation and woo, side boob. While I'm a big fan of it, that is actually a really cool arm as well. But anyway, I view it a slightly different way. Imagine genetic manipulation. That's something that's kind of unnerves me, just because imagine it goes wrong and the person just reduced to a writhing blob of flesh and flesh and bone, grotesquely mutated, but still conscious of it all. You know? View it in that light, especially if you're getting the vivid images flashing before your eyes like I am. It becomes quite fucked up. Quite fucked up. So, yeah. Put it that way, I can understand why people are nerved by it. Though, I wouldn't go so far as to ban it. I would just say, do it competently and keep a shotty nearby. You know? Or a railgun or something. You know, mercy kill the poor fucker. Because I kind of doubt you can undo it, you know? Genetic tampering is kind of permanent, you know? Now, this place is really stylish. I love the design here. Well, not so much the blank ceiling, but like, the lights are kind of cool. But the floor, just the Seraph's office. I just love the aesthetic. Can't wait to try the new game. But like I said before, or maybe I was saying in Series Sam 3, it's always a good idea to watch it, follow my Twitter account, watch all my series, because I'll reference things in different things to other series. But anyway, I won't be covering Mankind Divided until a year or two down the line from its release. So in a year or two time from now, I think it recently got released. Today's the 25th of August 2015. I won't be covering Mankind Divided until Heya. I won't be covering it until piss off. yeah, I won't be covering it until... Sorry, 25th of August... 25th of August 2016, not 2015. I'm not sure actually what I said, but whatever. Yeah, I won't be covering it until like 2017 or 2018. You know, from 2016 to 17 or 2018, just to make sure all the DLC is out. Maybe if there's a director's cut of it going to be released, you know, that kind of thing.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
There are people out there siding with the bastards who attacked us. Defending the human race, my ass.
Yeah. But yeah, I won't be covering it until then to make sure all the DLC is out, so I can just cover it in one fell swoop rather than having to come back and revisit stuff. Certainly, all the stuff is going to be apparently it's standalone areas, but I may prefer to, you know, do it while I'm playing the game rather than having to, you know, revisit it to do it. I prefer to just do it, you know, in one fell swoop. So yeah, I'll be doing it then. So yeah, I'm sorry for how long I'm delaying it, but it's just how it's going to get done. I will be doing other things such as Deus Ex 1 and Invisible War, but yeah, in the meantime. Though I swear I'm going to have to alter my recording schedule, so I'm not releasing only 2 episodes a week, maybe 3 or maybe 1 a day, which will mean 7 a week. A 20-minute episode every day. That'll speed the release of stuff up quite substantially though, and at my current recording pace, I'm not sure if I could keep up with that. So we'll have to wait and see.
Listen, Jensen. 2 attacks in 6 months? I'm starting to get nervous here. If this keeps up, we're all going to be out of a job.
Indeed. Also, good work on your ventriloquism act there. Totally didn't see your lips moving. Oh, annoyingly, I can't run around with my weapon.
Adam, Mr. Seraph made an announcement earlier. Said you saved the workers at the plant. You're a hero.
Thank you. Thank you. Open door and stroll on in. Oh, if I have just a Seraph Industries poster here, as if I forgot where it's working. He's so worried here, prepping to talk to me. He didn't even notice me here. So, Otacon, what's up?
Hey, Jensen. Man, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're back. How are you holding up?
I manage.
I'm sorry about Megan. I know it must be hard. For a while, we thought you were a goner, too. Everything's going to shit. The attack on HQ, and now this mess with the factory.
Yeah, tough times all around. How about you, Carella? You okay?
I don't know. I fucked up. I mean bad.
What happened?
Well, a couple of months ago, me and Tyndall, you know, one of Pritchard's techs, we started sneaking out some neuropozyne from one of the labs.
Jesus, Tim. You realize this could get you fired. Worse, arrested if the company chooses to prosecute. What were you thinking?
I know. It's complicated. I didn't want to do it at first, but there were good reasons.
Pat the hell and all that.
Now I want out, but Tyndall has security footage of me stealing the stuff, and says he'll expose me if I ever stop helping him. I'm in a bad spot, Adam. I need that footage back. I know you're busy with everything that's going on right now, but I could really use your help.
Sorry, just making sure the mic is in the right position. I just love literally quest details. I just the bluntness of it I just find funny, and also calling this a quest just sounds weird. Certainly I may just offhandedly refer to it as a quest, but in like outside of a fantasy game I think it's like a job or a mission. In a fantasy game, yeah, feel free to call it a quest. It just, I know it feels almost weird in a sci-fi thing unless it's got heavy fantasy elements to call it a, you know, a quest. It's just when I think fancy, I think Lord of the Rings, World of Warcraft, you know, that kind of thing. So in here, it's just like a job or a mission or, you know, a request. You know, thing for exchange of services, you know.
How about Tyndall? Can't you reason with him?
You could try, but Tyndall's a pretty driven guy. I mean, the guy's like a rock. You need a Casey aug or something to crack her.
Casey?
Social enhancer. It's an augmentation designed to read people's reactions and behavioral patterns.
Don't think I've ever heard this
Higher-end
before.
series even allows you to directly influence people with pheromones or something.
I think the reason I never heard it before is I actually always had the AUG by then, and so he never asked, I think. But yeah, you can get that AUG.
Pretty ballsy stealing a patented drug from a secure lab. How'd you manage to do it?
Both Tyndall and I worked the night shift every other week. I stashed the neuropacine in a bag while he edited the security footage. Guess he kept part of it.
Interesting.
Neuropazine. What could you guys want with an anti-rejection drug for augmentation patients? Reselling it? Providing a competitor?
Why do you automatically assume I was trying to turn a profit?
Most people would. Not many people are humanitarians.
What is it exactly you need me to do?
I need you to get back that security footage Tyndall has on me. It's probably in his apartment. On his computer, maybe.
So what? I just look him up in the phone book?
His apartment is near Brooklyn Court. It might be tough to get in because his building has a large security gate protecting it.
Well, that's just great.
Hacking the security gate is possible, but would require advanced hacking skills. You might have to look around for an alternate path. Maybe use the fire escape or something.
Alright. Not going to ask for a reward about what he will get me as a reward. Just, I know, feels douchey, you know? So let's just accept. Come on.
Alright. Tell me more.
Really? Wow. Thanks, Adam. I thought I was done for.
God, Adam is
Security
jittery.
footage will probably be on his apartment computer. Meet me in front of the subway station parking lot once you get a hold of it.
I got it from here.
Just, you know, with the mount, he just... Maybe I'm exaggerating. It's just he looks around a lot. Rather than sitting here just looking at the guy or staring ahead, he's like on the lookout for someone to shoot him. Or for someone to tase. But anyway, a lot of people love reading the exact same books. Alright. You know, I think these were the same stuff in the Josie's office. Huh. But anyway. Here's the security hub, unlocked, of course. The turrets and robots don't have access to them. And there's cameras here. Only 3, actually. 1 on each 4, I think. Pocket secretary and some wine. Chardonnay. I believe it's on that. I'll take it. Ooh, painkillers. Ooh, let's mix them. Jensen didn't know if you were coming back, so I deleted your entire network account and received the order to set up a new one a few minutes ago. So if you don't like the password I picked, live with it. A. Jensen, Mandrake. The password should also work on your home computer. A mandrake. It's a mythical plant. Well, as far as I know, it's mythical, but there's certainly mythical properties associated with it that it will drive you mad when you pick it up from something it does or something like that. I'll be blunt, as you may have gathered, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, it's something weird like that. But anyway, the Great Wall Vineyards genetically modified Chardonnay grapes. Sorry, the Great Wall Vineyards genetically modified Chardonnay grapes produce a red vintage with hence's citrus and peppermint petroleum and a pepper petroleum finish. It perfectly complements any endangered meat. Petroleum. It's probably fine. It just makes me think that he's drinking a bit of petrol as well. He's taking, you know, being part machine now a bit literally. Drop. Can't put it on the table at all, can he? Level 3 security. Yeah, I'm not hacking that. Man, ooh, let's see what happens if you try and hack it. And you don't have the skill. Capture software rating 2.0 to hack device. Okay. Mandrake. Words aren't enough. Mr. Jensen, I meant what I said at the plant today. You saved my life. More ways than one. When those gunmen took my Josie away, I thought... Well, you probably know what I thought. Please, let me repay you. Josie and I are back home safe in our apartment. We live in a third story condo, sorry, third story, a